Alright guys, you know how much I've been loving all the different representation that Disney is putting into their films. So today, I'm gonna give you my dream castings for some of the lead roles once Disney makes live action remakes for these films. First off, we're gonna start with Brave, and I want the heroic Merida to be played by none other than Zendaya. And once we get to Hercules, honey, you mean Huncules, I'm looking for Michael B. Jordan.
What? Number 23, Michael Jordan.
Then when we get into Frozen, maybe even Frozen 2, I think that the lead role of Elsa should be played by none other than Keke Palmer. And then of course, Elsa has her sister Anna, and that should most definitely be played by Zendaya again. Today guys, we're gonna be talking about the drama surrounding Disney's Tangled, where a rumor is circulated on the internet that there's going to be a live action iteration of this created by Disney, where the famous Rapunzel is going to be played by none other than Indian actress Avantika. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, you better. Yeah, you better.
Guys, before we get into this video, please like and subscribe. I know there's going to be a lot of talk of Disney's race swapping and talking about whether or not representation is worth swapping out characters in certain films, and hopefully we're going to give you an even-keeled take today. Now, we're going to be talking about Disney's Tangled. There was a rumor circulating that they're going to be making a live-action remake and that an Indian actress would be cast as Rapunzel, who is typically a white, blonde, or even golden-haired princess. You'll remember in the famous fairy tale, the prince states, Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair so that I may climb thy golden stair. Of course, referencing her blonde hair. For all my theater kids out there, you'll know Into the Woods, where Rapunzel's hair is referred to as yellow as corn. And of course, in Disney's animated version of Rapunzel, titled Tangled, Rapunzel is a white actress with very long blonde golden hair. Now, of course, Disney is no stranger to race swapping characters. We saw it with Snow White being played by Hispanic actress Rachel Zegler, with Tinkerbell being played by Black actress Yara Shahidi, and of course, most recently with Disney's Little Mermaid being played by Halle Bailey. But will we see that in a live action version of Tangled? Probably not, and here's why, guys. This whole thing is based off of a rumor that circulated online. People started saying there was a Disney live action film and that Avantika had been screen tested to play Rapunzel. That is in fact not true, or at least doesn't seem to be true. In fact, one of the X accounts that was circulating this rumor was Community Noted on X, formerly known as Twitter. The Community Note says, a live action Tangled remake has never been confirmed by Disney nor reported on by reputable industry news sources. Rumors about casting have been circulating since 2020 with no confirmation. So of course this has sparked a massive internet debate. People are saying that Rapunzel should not be played by an Indian actress. Others are defending the choice and giving their reasons why, and all to no avail really, because this film isn't even being made into a live action remake. But while we're here, let's go ahead and discuss it, because people are going to bat over this fan casting. You guys know how I feel about representation in film. I think it's fine so long as it doesn't feel like a forced diversity choice on behalf of the company. And oftentimes when we have a character that we already have a depiction of, that we know what they look like, that we even maybe have lore that alludes to their race or their specific features and characteristics, it feels weird to have that character changed for the sake of representation. Why not just make a film that features another Indian princess? But of course, as this fan casting was circulating, people had to come to bat for Avantika and defend her casting in this role. People made threads about how it makes sense for an Indian actress to portray Rapunzel. They're saying that Indian women are known for having long hair, or creating beautiful, colorful paintings like Rapunzel does in the film, or putting flowers in their hair, or that India even has a festival of lights, which we see in the lantern release in Tangled towards the end of the film. And all of this is fine. I understand why people are defending this fan cast, especially if you have different views when it comes to representation in films. But Rapunzel's features and characteristics are referenced several times throughout all of the classic iterations that we have of this story. And quite frankly, she's not an Indian woman. And many on the internet seem to be echoing this sentiment. Here's a TikTok that got over 800,000 likes on the subject. It says, unpopular opinion, Rapunzel is a blonde white girl. Others are asking the question, if you think it's right to switch characters like Ariel and Rapunzel, why not switch characters like Jasmine or Tiana, who are people of color? Now, many argue that the races and cultures of princesses like Tiana, Jasmine, and Pocahontas are more at the forefront of those stories, and thus harder to swap out. But there are very many white princesses with very clear and distinct backgrounds from certain countries, and thus it makes sense that they would have a particular look, and yes, a white one. Now, as these new live actions come out, which they will come out eventually, I'm sure, I think there's going to be plenty of forced representation within these films, and I think we can take it upon ourselves to aim our criticism towards the institutions and companies responsible for pushing that diversity in films and the people who are promoting that agenda and those narratives. I'm all for representation and telling diverse stories within films and media, but what that requires is putting the story at the forefront of what you're working on rather than your own political agenda or personal opinions about representation in film. It very much feels forced. It very much feels like the story is now a secondary thought when it should be the primary thought. And when you're actually good at telling a great story, you won't have to do that at the expense of the original depictions of the characters. When I go to see a live action remake of a film, I want to see a live action remake of the film. And race swapping the characters ain't quite that. But those are just my thoughts. Drop your thoughts in the comments down below. As always, I would love to hear from you guys, especially if you disagree with me, so do get out in the comments, but do so respectfully. And if you like this video, like, subscribe, click the notification bell to be notified every single time I post a video for you guys, which is every day, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.
Yeah, you better. Yeah, you better.